Hey guys, so for the festive mood, I'm going to take off. I got my Chicago Blackhawk baseball cap on. I'm going to take this off. Going to put on this Santa cap. And you know what I'm going to talk about? Forgiveness. I don't hold grudges, I remember facts. Alright, so I put a post up there. And let's talk about this now because it's that time of the year and everybody's feeling so warm and fuzzy inside and all this stuff and goodwill towards man, and and all goodwill towards to everyone out there and blah 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 and yeah, whatever. Okay, and also to add, the funny thing about this whole thing about forgiveness, especially now around the holiday season, people like to obviously pop up into your space like, the Manchurian candidate, like, and like all of a sudden think that, that you've forgotten about the past, that you have, that some knuckleheads out there think that they can do this, and erase the past and so forth. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or whatever has happened in your life and so forth. Some people have done us wrong. And the funny thing is, with some of these knuckleheads, think that all of a sudden, because they have concocted whatever in their mind that it did not happen, that they think it reflects over to our minds and so forth too. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I've said this before and I'll say this again. There are certain people in life who I forgive and certain people I will never forgive and forget. And I go to sleep very soundly, knowing that for a fact. This is not bitterness, this is not anger, this is not me being holding a grudge. This is me remembering facts. Okay? That's the way how it is. The funny thing is, because you have then the biblical people who are religious and so forth, that try to all of a sudden shove this idea of forgiveness down your throat. Society does it too, everybody does it. But let me ask you this question. What about narcissistic people? Hmm? What about them? What about them? Okay, because narcissistic people use forgiveness as a slot machine. And also to add, like when you have religious narcissistic people and so forth, it's a slot machine times two, because all of a sudden they're taking faith, religion, God, or whatever deity they worship, whatever religion they worship, and they bring it forefront and so forth to try to guilt, manipulate, gaslight, and use religion for manipulation and control over you. They try to do all this stuff. So really, it's like this, okay, folks. It's like this. You have one life. And you know what the funny thing is? I was watching a Dr. Romney video yesterday, and it did bring up forgiveness. It was a compilation of videos. It was about forgiveness, but the last part, the forgiveness part, was one thing, but then the last part made sense and so forth. What she said in the video, because she said something that wasn't surprising to her, or it was surprising to her, that certain people at whatever time married, maybe married two or three times and then remarried the same type of person who was a narcissist and so forth. And the fact that the person could not see the behavior. And folks, I'm going to let you know something. When it comes to narcissistic abuse, and I'm going to use my mom for example, because she had three toxic friends. One is still living, two have passed away, and so forth. And this person is still living and was causing havoc among others, our family, and so forth for years. And because of some old generational BS about not being able to cut people out and so forth, my mom went along with it. And that's just the way how it is and so forth, because she thought she had to keep these relationships when she didn't. And that's the difference between my mom and myself. My mom, who is now looking down on me as a star in the sky, and so forth, didn't know that the fact that she didn't have to keep these relationships. She didn't have to. Like, I know that for a fact, that I don't have to. And in that case with the fiends and so forth, that's what I call her. She's better off not being around. she is the typical aging narcissist, okay? And I can bring up the crimes that she did against me and so forth and other people and so, but you know, it would be like, it would be a mini series. So that's it, really, what I wanted to come out here and talk about today, because really it's like, what, today is the 9th? It is, what, 16 days until Christmas. Should all acquaintance be forgotten, like on January 1st, and forgiveness before then too? Or are we going to be realistic in our feelings? And not only that, but first, like, how we think about these people and so forth. We got to because this is the thing that I believe is getting a lot of people sick, okay? Because they keep these toxic relationships, and it doesn't matter if it's family, friends, or whatever the case is, all because, say for example, in my mom's case, because they all grew up together down there in St. Vincent, and I'm supposed to go down like with the flock of sheep and crabs in a bucket. I don't think so. I know for a fact I never had to, and you know, it's, you know, and that is the way how it is. I don't have to go along with the flock of sheep or crabs in the bucket. Remember, eagles fly alone, or with selective eagles. I still talk to some people on my mom's side of the family. You know, that's it. But like the elderly ones who cannot learn this stuff, like this news, they'll say it's a social construct, they'll say it's not a real thing, all because they want to have, they don't, like, my mom's side of the family let in, you know, abusers, losers, and boozers into the mix. One is the fiend, and other people too. It's amazing. They just let everybody in. And again, the whole thing and the whole dysfunction is around religion too, which is another discussion really in itself. But, so I thought I'd make this video because I made that long post, and also because that was an old picture. As you can see, I'm wearing, this is me now. I have the beard on my face. And these people, again, like I said, like the certain ones and so forth, periodically at some point has made me get ill. And I'm even going through like a spell right now, which I'm not going to get too much into. But, you know, with certain things that's happened to me, you know, in my life, that, and the folks, it's like this, you know what, eventually it all does pile up, and then everything will come crashing down. It will. Okay, so that's how it is if you don't get things in check and get yourself in check. You know, you're not obligated to whatever the case is, you know. I mean, you know, some cultures are different, but like, say for myself, and I know for like a lot of people, you know, born in Canada, let's put it this way. I mean, really, it's like this. I'm not obligated to go along with what my family generational traditions or whatever they want me to do. I don't have to, and that's it. Well, and then, of course, they're all going to be looking at me like, I don't care. Ask me if I care. And that's it. And as far as shame or whatever, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not carrying anybody's shame. Nobody. If they feel shame or whatever, go be shameful by yourself. I don't want to hear it. Okay, so I thought I'd make this video anyway. So just remember, I don't hold grudges. I remember facts for everything that has happened. I have a very good memory for people and what they did. Even though narcissistic people, again, bringing out the board, they love to do this stuff, thinking that they can erase the past, go like this over and over again, and think it rubs away. Or use whatever analogy that they can to, you know, with an eraser or whatever. It does not rub away off my mind, you know, and that's it. Off other people's minds, and that's it. Okay, so I thought I'd make that point well known, because I know Christmas is coming, but guess what? Not forgiving here for some people in my life, and never will be forgiving them, ever. And I'm totally okay with that. To be continued with life, keep pumping. And, you know, that's it really. Yeah. Eagles fly alone, or with selective eagles. Flock of sheep, and the crabs in the bucket need not applied. That's just the way how it is. And no apologies for being me, and 0 F's given for being me also. Have a good one. Bye.